Don't chew me up, but I really don't care because I feel like this conversation needs to be had, and I've only ever see these conversations with one demographic, and I am going to call y'all out because I have fucking questions.
Questions with who? I know it ain't us. It can't be us. Yeah, it better not be us. But I'm listening.
White people, what is you guys' current obsession with wanting to rehabilitate rapists and pedophiles?
Oh, yeah, it's most definitely not us. Okay, all right. I'm listening. I'm tuned in. Keep talking.
If the shoe does not fit, please do not wear that motherfucker. But like I've said, I've really only ever seen these talking points on you guys' side of TikTok every time. And I think the reason why is because this current guy named Therapy, Jeff Therapy, whatever the fuck, talking about there needs to be a specific hotline for men that may have the urge to want to rape, so they can be able to talk about this fantasy to be able to get the help that they deserve.
Fantasy? Kind of shit. Hold on, cause I got a daughter. And nieces. Fantasy. No. I'm with you, sis. Let's go.
He's not the first person I've seen talked about this. I've also seen a lot of people wanting to understand a pedophile's brain, so we need to give them space to feel comfortable or confident enough to speak of these things so we can know what we need to do as people to basically defend ourselves or have the actual protocols needed or interventions in place to basically protect ourselves. My concern with this is none of y'all are thinking about the victims. I need to put that on the fucking forefront. Nobody ever think about the fucking victims.
Come on, sis. There's a reason why pedophiles and rapists of a certain hue get 3-4 months in prison. But let me, and you probably a melanated person, you probably not an FBA, nothing against that. But let somebody with some skin like this or darker, maybe a little bit lighter, have a little bit of weed on them. You know what I'm saying? A little narcotic on them. You're getting football numbers off the rip.
Nobody is thinking about the victims. It's bad enough that victims do not get the fucking help. They do not get the fucking success story that they get in reference to their rapists being thrown to fucking jail. And yet y'all consistently want to coddle these demographic of fucking people. Pedophiles do not deserve voices.
Absolute facts. Y'all know my rules. The elderly and the children, off limits. Immediately off limits. If you and another grown person got an issue, y'all finna rumble. You and another grown person consent to doing things, do what you do. But the elderly and the children, off limits. Immediate pack out. You gotta get packed out immediately. Man, I didn't know. I know, bruh. If a young lady, you can tell if a young lady's too young. Like you can tell, it's like, okay, she real young. Like how young? You ask questions. You don't just go. You ask, hey, how old are you? I'm like, oh, okay, now you can go over there. Nope. When I'm almost, nope, no. In fact, you too close to me. I don't even feel comfortable. You invaded my privacy, my space, and everything. I don't like it. Why you over here in front of a grown man? Why you in a grown man's face? That's my energy. Why you in a grown man's face? You need ass whooping. Where your mama at? Where your daddy at? So they give you ass whooping because you got a pocket. Same thing with the young man. Get out that grown woman face. And you a grown woman. Well, he kind of big and strong. He can. If y'all don't know, Michael John White was smashing 30-year-old women when he was 15, 16. He admitted this. Yeah, 30-year-old extra grown ass women were gapping their thighs for a little boy. Well, he built like a man. You a pedophile. You're a pervert. You need to be locked up after you get packed out.
Let's please start there. Pedophiles do not deserve safe spaces to literally talk about their sick ass attraction towards children and asking or even trying to basically create this controversial take that for some reason pedophiles need to be comfortable enough to say this and have safe spaces to say this. Do we not think about the safe spaces for victims? Do we not think about this? And no, I do not want to hear the cognitive dissonance that y'all love to bring up to basically defend you guys' logic. There is only one way to rehabilitate pedophiles.
You see how they're treating the Epstein file, sis? Most of them girls were they from America or Europe? They was they didn't look like God. They let their daughter get raped on and all kinds of stuff because they doing the same shit. They doing the same shit. We don't have a culture of that. Like, nah. You what? Man, she a little young, but I think she who? Who daughter? Ain't she 15? Yeah, man. Pop, 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 pop. Hands immediately. What you doing, bro? No, turn buddy in. See, that's why y'all don't call them out, because you know to be quiet, because they know it's an immediate pack out session. You get put down, bro. What you doing? It needs to go for the women too. I don't see enough women getting beat up for messing with these little boys. They little boys. They hot in the ass. Hormones jumping in on. God, man, shoot. I got a little bit more muscle. I got a little peach fuzz on my face. They don't know what they doing. You're a grown ass woman. You know what you're doing. You know the consequences of that. Shout out to my grandmother. My grandmother made sure I was good. We was living off of Shackelford and Fort Worth. And I tell you exactly where it's at. There's a church right across the street from where my granny lived. She lived in a house that was on the hill. It had a steep ass driveway. The one that was right there on the corner of Shackelford and I forgot the cross street. But there's a church right across the way. I don't know. I don't forget if it's Baptist church or whatever. But you go on Google Maps, Shackelford and Fort Worth. You can find that. You'll see it's a house on the hill with a steep ass driveway. The neighbor would often be like, "Why don't you come over here? Come over my house. Come over my house." 12. I'm 12 years old. Let me ask my grandma. I'm thinking of son there. I don't think it was son. Mind you, 12-year-old me thinking her son there. Cool, we play at our house. He always play over here. Cool. I don't think her son was there. And then I'm a grown man. But I go to my granny. Hey, granny, can I go to Miss Such house? She said, no, baby. Okay. And that was that for me. I wouldn't even go back to lady, let her know my granny said I can't come over your house. If my granny said I ain't going, I'm not going. That's my granny. My granny let me. I learned how to. Part of me learn how to cook was at granny house. I made grilled cheese. She had I'm going throwback. She had the gas range. It had the 4 eyelets. In the middle was a little griddle, little flat top griddle. I make all kind of grilled cheese sandwiches. My granny always made sure I had peanut butter. I'm not finna, lady. I don't know you like that. That's my granny. Little lady about 5'1", 5'2". My granny said, no, that's it. That's in the discussion. Now that I'm older, I'm thinking she protected me. That lady probably was a pedophile. Let me get up over here. I never seen a grown ass man in that house. Even though she had a son that was about my age. And looking back on her son was a little sweet.
And that is to kill them. One way. There has been lots of research done on people basically doing everything under the sun to pedophiles. There's even been one where castration was the thing. And pedophiles know this. Yet pedophiles still go out of their way to still rape and harm children. We do not need research on these people's brains. We don't need it. There's enough research. There's enough. And if they're already being threatened with being tortured, and even with the torture, they still find in their sick ass head to want to touch kids, at that point, you kill them. The same thing applies to rapists. There is already too much safe spaces for rapists. Because I get very passionate about this. I do not play about victims. I really don't. I really fucking don't. And we are genuinely moving in a specific area now where we are legitimately just being extremely passive with men and their very intentional and malicious behaviors towards women, children, the elderly, objects, and fucking animals.
Hold on now, sis, because there's some women that be doing it. We don't highlight it, doesn't get put out there that much, and women can be much sneakier. They be messing with these animals. When I say horses, bestiality, dogs. There's women that be messing with these mugs. Don't think a woman can't rape a man. So here's a story. Shout out to my pops, man. My pops, he be telling me he need to write a book and just change the names, but he knows a lot of shit. So this white dude, he had a homegirl. He moved in with her because he was going through, financial situation. He was going through. It's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna pay my little portion of rent. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's gonna be good. After a while, he just started feeling funny. Like, man, something not right. I don't know what it is, but something not right. Come to find out, old girl was putting sleep agents in his food. So he be in the bed knocked all the way out. She go in there, top him down, get him hard, and bounce on it. And get her jollies. Then get a towel or whatever, clean him up. So ain't no smell, ain't no epithelials. And he wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying, and put them all back together. How he found out? He finally decided to put a little hidden camera in his room. That's how he found out. Sorry about that. The wife called me. I don't remember where I was at. Hold on. All right, let's go back and watch the footage to catch where I'm at. But yeah, old girl was having her way with him. He thought he had a friend. Like, hey, you know, it's cool. I'm just going to, hey, you can come live with me. He might have been cool with it if you was trying to be on that type of time. You never know. But if you saying, hey, we're going to come in, this week's going to be what it's going to be. All right, cool. You got your room. I got my room. I'm paying my rent. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I get my fee, I'm going to be out your hair. But you going, you cooking for this man, which would seem like a nice gesture. Putting a little sleep aid in there. He knocked all the way out, and you go in there having your way with him because, well, it's a biological male in the house. Don't ever get it twisted. Women have their ways. Women have their ways. Men have their ways. It's devious, diabolical, and disgusting. Everybody need to be held accountable. You over drugging a man to rape the dude, and then you a dude, you gonna force yourself on a woman? Lock you both up. You need to get beat up first, then lock you up. Messing with little kids, man or woman, you need to get beat up first, and then locked up. You jumping on elderly folk, I don't care what you're doing. Shout out to our brother FBA Revolt when he did that story on his sister whose mom, who had the dementia, was being raped. Beat you up, then lock you up. We're not playing that.
And even towards other men. We already live in a society that normalizes rape. And please, like I said, this is my third disclaimer. Do not get in my comments telling me what we have not been doing. Rape is normal in this motherfucking society. Rape is so goddamn normal that rapists themselves literally get a slap on the motherfucking wrist. Meanwhile, motherfuckers with marijuana charges are damn near doing 20, 30-year bids. It is normal.
Didn't I just say that? You're a certain hue and you do some rape. Oh. 3 months, man. Stop raping. Okay, Your Honor. I won't do it no more. As soon as I get out, I'm going to do it right again. Let you have a little weed on you, player. A little bit of weed on you. And you get one of them cops. One of them judges. Let's lock this nigga up for about 30 years. Johnson, bring my cheese sticks over here. I think you need to do 30 years. You had a half a gram of the sticky icky. 30 years. It's it. That's it.
Our president is a known rapist. It is normal. Okay? We currently have people online right now debating about 62 million views compared to 62 million men. And at the end of the day, a fucking website still exists of men being able to get on there and literally give step-by-step procedures of how to drug women and rape them safely.
Let's bring some context to what she just said. The last part. Just the last part to what she just said.
62 million men are not in an RAPE academy. Now, this feels like a very weird video to make because the fact that a community exists at all around spreading information on how to drug and assault women is horrific. It should not exist. It is awful. It is genuinely evil. However, people are not reading the original article and are misinterpreting data in a way that would make it sound as if a third of American men are actively in a group chat spreading information on how to drug and assault women. So to clarify, not a defense of this, but the numbers being spread on TikTok because people are not properly reading the article are drastically different, okay? So to clarify what's going on, the article talks about a website in which people post explicit material, and that website has very little moderation, but they post anything. And because people are allowed to post anything, there's a smaller community of people posting videos that are clearly taken without consent, posted without consent, and perhaps the actions happening in them happened without consent. And then under those videos, there are comments and people offering services and connecting to group chats where they're going to explain to you how to enact these crimes upon women. The source website itself got 62 million hits in the month of February. And so to clarify further, a hit is just opening the website. A better explanation would be Bad Bunny got 18 billion or over 18 billion streams in the year 2025, but that is people playing his song, not 18 billion individual listeners of his music. So there were 62 million instances of this website being opened, not explicitly for the sake of assault, right? But explicitly someone went to go watch any sort of video that could have been posted on there. And there's a smaller community. The website references a video that they had found of a woman who was asleep that had gotten up to, I think, 50,000 views. 50,000 views on a video, still horrific, not 50,000 people in a community. And so then in a smaller group are people in group chats communicating and trying to perpetuate these crimes, these assaults on women. So while there's no proper way to get the numbers accurately, it is nowhere near 62 million. It is likely nowhere near a million. It is likely nowhere near 100,000, okay? There are probably thousands, hundreds to thousands of men in these active group chats that they found. Still egregious, still horrific, still bad at any number, but a third of American men are not actively involved in group chats seeking information on how to drug and assault women. I don't know if that helps, but it is one of those things where it's like that, still horrific, still bad as is, but the number of 62 million men is is super far from the mark. It does not make the act of concern for the safety of women any less relevant or prescient. The numbers are so drastically wrong to the point of being like egregious misinformation.
So now that we got clarification, let's continue.
It's already normal. What more else do you guys need in regards to information about these people? Why do they need safe spaces? The only safe space that we need to be giving rapists and pedophiles is a safe space to gather all the motherfuckers in that bitch and blow it the fuck up. It's that simple. Rapists only have one known logic, and that is to gain power. Their literal kink in reference to all of that is to see somebody weak, vulnerable, limped out. Because it's power. It's power. It's power.
So I suspect that sister's either dealt with a lot of patients who've been through that, and maybe she's been through it herself. Let me talk about my situation as a young man who later on found out that my grandmother, the one who protected me from a pedophile, was raped. My great aunt's husband. He went to go pick her up. She got off work. He went to go pick her up and pulled over somewhere. Forced himself on her. Now, mind you, she's a small woman. She's 5'2", max. My granny was like 5'2". But he had a gun. See, my granny wasn't that type to just let you're not going to just do something to my granny. And she popped his ass. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But see, that explains the reason why when my granny, when we used to hug her, she would lean back. She was kind of resistant to the hugs. And I didn't know why. I didn't really recognize it. I just thought that's how my granny was. I'm a kid. I don't know sex, rape, any of these degenerate behaviors, stuff like that. And when I say sex, not degenerate per se, but rape and all side of it. Oh, none of that stuff. I don't know that stuff. I'm a kid. I don't know nothing. I'm 10 at this time. I hug my granny, but she would lean away because we were taller than her already. When I became an adult and I understood what happened to her, that makes sense. That's why she would do that. She loved us, and she let us hug her, but the fear of being harmed by a male bigger than her still lingered in her mind, even though she did get her lick back. Bow, same day. So I get it. I understand and I respect it. You don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not advocating for it. However, I'd rather you go and bang for it than force yourself on no sister. She don't like you, cool. It is what it is. Go spend your $40, $50. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Don't say that. Hey, I'd rather you do that than take you from a woman. Because you never know how you're affecting somebody else in the future. I know my granny was so apprehensive to hugs. That's my granny. I'm thinking, that's my granny. I love you. I used to drink my granny coffee when she let it get cold. She let it get cold because it had sugar in it. Shit, boy, get out my shit. She used to shit. That was her favorite word. Shit, boy. We laugh. I didn't know I didn't know all the traumas and the things she was dealing with until I became grown. I found out the stuff that happened to her. So I empathize. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna make sure we put all the information in the proper context. Foundation Black American Men ain't really doing all that shit like that. Cause see, I never met BJ like that. My auntie's, my great aunt's husband. I think he was dead before I even was born. And if he was alive, I was a baby. I didn't, but I don't remember him. I remember his children. I don't remember him. So yeah, that's not our culture. We don't get that like that.
And I hope TikTok stops showing me these videos because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of y'all wanting to give so much grace to men. They are men. They are men, y'all. They are men. Men do not need this much compassion and grace. They don't.
Degenerate men, debaucherous men don't need that compassion and grace. And that's one thing. That's why I was like, I'm thinking she's melanated a person. Degeneracy doesn't need that. I agree with that. But we're not gonna do a blanket statement and say men. Because I'm not gonna do a blanket statement and say women are here looking at these little boys waiting for them to turn 15, 16 to lay with them. Degenerate women, debaucherous women are waiting for that. No matter the race. But that's not our culture. That's not how we move. It's not how we get down. And let's just highlight this because this is one of these talking points that are out there. There's great information in it, but there's also some misinformation in it. And we got to call it out and dissect it so the right information got there and we can change the narrative to make sure it's a consistent, concise narrative, not a blanket statement for the sake of clicks and views. And with that being said, it's FBA all day. Shout out to the B1 family. I love you all. Peace and Black empowerment.